Down the banks of the Sepik River comes a mother with her own 2 small children, the child of a neighbor she is looking after for the day, and the small child nurse of the neighbor's child. The mother bathes the neighbor's child first, while the child nurse holds her baby. Notice the way in which she holds the child by one stiff arm, and how the child leans away from this stiff hold. You see the shells which hang from the mother's neck, on which a Iatmul child cuts its teeth. Now she is bathing her own little boy, with screaming with rage, holding one arm stiff and tense, which is a characteristic temper tantrum gesture for Iatmul children. Her own baby is held by the arm while it is quickly dipped in the river. Little children are held when they are bathed. There are sometimes crocodiles in the river. The mother shakes the baby dry, darts up the bank with a group of children. Now we see a second mother coming down, again supporting her child by one arm as the child leans and slides along. Here again you see the shells suspended from the mother's neck, shells on which a baby cuts its teeth. And she holds the child firmly while, brisk and businesslike, she washes it. Shakes it dry, and a third mother dips her baby in the water of the river. And now we shift to an American bathroom. Instead of the wide river, the narrow confines of a small room, while the mother carefully wipes the child's face on a cloth made specially for the purpose, and seats the child in a large porcelain tub, where she has time to stop and play with him. And in his bath water are not crocodiles that might hurt him, but rubber toys. And he leans towards his mother, and then, when told, plays pat cake. And then his mother says, bye-bye, and he waves bye-bye to an appreciative adult audience. Notice the mother's hand, ever watchful, ever hovering around the child, while she still gives him an illusion of independence. Then a swish through the water and out, to be carefully dried in a large towel. And he again plays pat cake, remembering the cue he was given before. And then he sucks his washcloth, which American babies tend to do. And holds on to the rod, and his mother gives him thyroid. And goes back to drying him and dressing him. The bath is a long, elaborate process which may take as much as an hour and dominates the whole life of the household for the day. He has to have a diaper. And a nightgown. And he is getting tired and cross with all this dressing. He puts his whole fist in his mouth. He has nothing on which to cut his teeth at the moment. very sleepily, very tired of all the elaborate ceremonies, he is taken off to bed. Only a few years later, there had been changes in the way children were brought up in the United States. There is the same bathtub, and the child still plays with toy animals and bubbles her lips, but see how much more relaxed the mother is, because this mother has been allowed to feed her baby when it was hungry and has not had to fit it into the schedules that made the mothers of the 30s anxious. Deeper patterns which relate the child and the mother remain the same. You'll notice even in little things we have a similarity. This little girl also sucks on her washcloth. Waves bye-bye. And plays patty cake with her mother as audience. But the mother can handle her much more happily and freely because the relationship between mother and child has no longer been mediated through strict rules where the clock, instead of the mother and baby together, decided what was to be done. Here again you see this little girl takes an outside object to tease on, neither a part of her own body nor her mother's, just as the little American boy did. In a modern society like the United States, as we use scientific insight, we change and improve our ways of bringing up children. Nevertheless, the basic cultural emphasis, the way in which the American child is encouraged towards independence, and towards action of which its mother is a spectator, remains the same. And now we come to a mountain village in Bali, where Karba, a child of the same age, is standing in a tiny tub perched on a high platform, and his mother is bathing him. You see that his teething things hang around his own neck, a string of beads with a little silver box on it. And when he wishes to bite, he bites on the thing that hangs around his own neck. His mother splashes him, he splashes back. He stands and tests his balance. As he tries to get out, she puts him back again, puts him back, and finally takes him out. Now watch very carefully while he sucks his toe, as she smiles and then stares into vacancy. Then we went next door to watch another baby bathe, and Carver came along with us after his own bath, to watch this bath of a much younger baby. This time the youngest child of an older woman, whose oldest child is already a mother herself. She doesn't have quite the inclination to play that the first mother had. But the playfulness is there again, as we see Carver come up and bathe the other baby as he himself was bathed. stroking the other baby, smiling at the other baby. He splashes the other baby. He plays with the other baby. In this simple act of bathing a child, we see how strong the cultural contrasts are between the playful, teasing, but inattentive Balinese mother, the careful, conscientious American mother, and the casual, brisk, matter-of-fact New Guinea mother.